Hello. The enormous turnip. Once upon a time, there was an old man who had a vegetable patch in his garden. He grew cabbages and lettuces and beans. One year, he decided to grow some turnips. So he sowed a few rows of turnip seeds. As the weeks went by, the earth was warmed by the sun and wetted by the rain. The turnips began to grow. They sent up little green shoots. Every day, the old man went to see his turnips. They all grew a bit bigger, but one turnip was growing much faster than the others. It was getting larger and larger. It grew up to his ankles and then up to his knees, almost up to his waist. No one had ever seen such an enormous turnip. One day, the old man decided it was time to pull up the turnip. He changed into his gardening trousers, put on his boots and went out into the garden. With both hands, he took hold of the large green leaves and gave them a tug. But the turnip did not move. He took a deep breath and pulled harder. But still, the turnip did not move. He pulled and pulled until he went red in the face, but he could not pull up the enormous turnip. The old man called out to his wife, "Will you help me pull up this turnip?" She was in the kitchen chopping onions, but she ran out when she heard her husband. The old woman put her arms around her husband's waist and gave a tug. The old man pulled the turnip leaves and the old woman pulled her husband, but the turnip did not move. They tugged and tugged and pulled with all their might, but they could not pull up the enormous turnip. A little boy was walking by and saw them. "Will you come and help us, please?" said the old woman. The little boy ran over. He held on to the old woman's apron strings. The old man pulled, the old woman pulled, and the little boy pulled. But still the turnip would not move. "Pull again," shouted the old man. So they pulled again and again with all their might, but still the turnip would not move. A little girl had stopped to watch. "Come over and help us, please," said the little boy. She skipped over and took hold of the little boy's jumper with both hands. The old man pulled, the old woman pulled, the little boy pulled, and the little girl pulled. Still, the turnip did not move. They pulled and pulled with all their might, but they could not pull up the enormous turnip. The little girl called to a dog. "Come and help us pull up this turnip," she said. The big dog bounded over and held the hem of the little girl's dress with his teeth. The old man pulled, the old woman pulled, the little boy pulled, and the girl pulled. The big dog pulled too. Still, the turnip would not move. They pulled and pulled with all their might, but they could not pull up the enormous turnip. A cat was lazing in the sun nearby. "Come and help us pull up this turnip," barked the dog. The cat took hold of the big dog's tail. The old man, the old woman, the little boy, the little girl, the big dog and the cat all pulled. But still the turnip did not move. Everyone was getting tired. They just could not pull up the enormous turnip. All this time a little mouse had been watching. The cat spied him and called, "Will you come and help us pull up the turnip?" The little mouse scampered over and took hold of the end of the cat's tail. He gave a tiny tug. You'll never guess what happened. The enormous turnip flew out of the ground. Everybody toppled over. The turnip fell on top of the old man fell on top of the old woman fell on top of the little boy fell on the little girl fell on the dog fell on the cat nearly squashed the tiny mouse. But luckily, nobody was hurt. They all jumped up, brushed themselves down, and began to laugh. They lifted the enormous turnip, which was very heavy, and carried it inside to the kitchen. The old woman cooked it in an enormous pan. She sprinkled it with salt and pepper and put a knob of butter on top. She carried it to the table. The old man, the old woman, the little boy, the little girl, the big dog, the cat, and the tiny mouse all had turnip for supper. When they'd eaten as much as they could, there was still enough left for the rest of the week. That's the end. Have you ever tried turnip?